In this lesson, we're going to review how to multiply fractions and look at the different varieties of ways that we can have fractions, as in mixed numbers and just improper fractions, things like that. When you multiply fractions, I actually find this operation quite easy, easier than adding or subtracting fractions. You do not any longer need a common denominator. So fill in the blank. We no longer need a common denominator. You're simply going to multiply across the two fractions. You're going to multiply the numerators, and you're going to multiply the denominators. And of course, if you can, then you'll simplify your answer or reduce. Okay, so let's look at your first example. You have 5/8 times 2/3. So we're simply going to multiply the numerators. 5 times 2 is 10. And we'll multiply the denominators. 8 times 3 is 24. And then when I look at my answer, I realize that I can reduce this. So I can reduce it by an even number. It's 2 by 2. So this becomes 5/12. Example number 2, 3/5 times 1/4. We're going to multiply the numerators. 3 times 1 equals 3. And 5 times 4 is 20. This one can't be reduced, so this is our answer. And I'll go ahead and circle this one up here too. Now some of you may remember the cross-cancel method. We use this with multiplication because it helps make our problems smaller, more manageable, so hopefully we will make less mistakes. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at the numbers that are across from each other to see if they have any factors in common. Well, I know 2 and 10 have a factor of 2 because 2 will go into 2 and 2 will go into 10. So I can cross that out. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Now I've made my problem a little more smaller. I'm going to multiply my numerators. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 3 in my denominators gives me 15, and that's my answer. So we use cross-cancel to help keep our problems smaller so we're not going back with our final answer and reducing and simplifying, trying to get to the smallest form. If we want to multiply a fraction and a whole number, fill in the blanks on your handout. We're going to write the whole number as a fraction. So write the whole number as a fraction. And that means I'm going to put it over 1. So if I have 24, it now becomes 24 over 1. Okay? So in your example, 3/7 of 28, the word of means to multiply, so now this becomes 3/7 times, and we're going to put that 28 over 1 so it's easier to see our cross-cancel. Now I'm going to look if I can cross-cancel or pull out a common factor. Well, I know 7 goes into 28, so 7 into 7 is 1. 7 into 28 is 4. When I multiply across, I get 12 over 1, or my answer is just 12. Go ahead and do that next example on your own. You have 5/6 of 18. Set it up as 5/6 times 18 over 1. And tell me what you get for an answer. We'll check this tomorrow. When we multiply mixed numbers, we have to do something first. We have to change them to improper fractions. And we do this so that we can cross-cancel easier. Change to improper fractions. So fill in the blank, please. Your first example is 2 3/5 times 4.5. Well, in order to change this to an improper fraction, I'm going to take the denominator 5 times 2 and get 10 and add the numerator of 3. When I do that, I get 13 over 5. And the second mixed number, I'm going to take 4 times 2 and get 8 and add 1 to get 9. So I have 9 over 2. Then I'm going to look for cross cancel. Unfortunately, in this one, I don't have a cross cancel. So I'm actually going to have to multiply that out. So 13 times 9 is going to be 117 over 10. And then you'll need to reduce that. How many times does 10 go into 117? Well, it goes in 11 times with 7 left over. Okay, let's do the next example. Let's go ahead and change these to improper fractions. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over 3 times 4 times 8 is 32 plus 1, 33 over 8. See if you can find the cross cancel and get an answer, and we'll see if you have the correct answer tomorrow. Okay, so here are your 3 got it problems. Just go ahead and write these at the bottom of on the back side of your notes. The first one is 4/5 times 7/12. Remember, look for cross cancel and it'll make your problem easier. The second one is 1/5 of 25. So you're going to multiply 1/5 and make 25 a fraction by putting it over 1. And then number 3, you have 2 mixed numbers. You need to change them to improper fractions. So show your work, write these problems down, and then come to class with your answers tomorrow. Good luck.